So now it is that your girl's recording. You're gonna have me bouncing off the walls with that. Let's go ahead. Let's start up this reaction, shall we? Now, Loesta, shout outs to you. We gotta talk about this because Cardi, I love you, gang. I do, but when are you dropping the album? Ah. How Cardi B and Offset became hip hop's most toxic couple. And you know that's terrible when it is a couple like Blueface and Krishan is a thing. Well, I don't even think they're together, but Blueface is in jail. Got Krishan's name tatted on his face. Not together. I don't know what's going on with them at this point. But let's go ahead. Let's start this up.
Ever since they first got together, Cardi B and Offset's relationship has never exactly been straightforward. Even before they had their first kid way back in 2018, there were already accusations of infidelity, but they always seemed to regroup stronger. Because of this bond they seemed to have, both their fans and critics basically felt they'd always wind up sticking it out no matter what.
I still don't believe that these two will ever be separated. And I think this is one of those relationships that they'll embarrass the fuck out of each other. By the way, it's not the first time that Offset has accused her of having sex with other men or cheating on him, but they still stay together. And this is one of those things, they bring us into their drama and they have a who could embarrass who more contest, but then they're still gonna stay together.
Now it appears that those days are over, and their whole life is becoming a car crash in front of our eyes.
I'm not gonna lie, they do have a level of like, y'all seen the tweets? It is the leaks, quote unquote, with Offset still trying to get with Cardi, still popping up in areas like at this rate. Cardi, I have to call a spade a spade. You know, I have friends it is that has done this before, or how much of like, oh no, I'm done with him. Like I'm like, oh my god, he gets on my nerves so much, da 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 da, and then you still end up being back with him. All that, it's like. It's bad enough when it is you become the friend that listens to all that, right? It's even worse when it is that you give them advice, gets pregnant, still stays with them, still do all the stuff. You know what I mean?
The toxicity levels are borderline nuclear.
Yeah, it's bad. And then the fact that she entertains him instead of blocking him. Well, I mean, they have 3 kids together, so I don't think blocking him is like, you can't necessarily do that with co-parenting. I know some people do, but that's not how co-parenting works. I still feel like a part of her is holding on to Offset that he may change now because she's going forward with the divorce. I think that's the only thing it is. Jimmy, what's up, Jimmy? You know, but Offset is a manipulator. He is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. A whole manipulator, man. At this rate, you keep putting kids on Cardi, and I think you're doing it on purpose to think it is that like, oh, she's gonna sit down. Men are very manipulative. I gotta say that. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. They are. They will go ahead and like there's nothing worse than a people pleasing woman, or a woman that is that was sheltered, and then coming across a man that is that's a manipulator. That combo is a recipe for disaster. This is why it is we're getting a bunch of Keke Palmers, Sky Jacksons, Halle Bailey. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're getting a bunch of these now. The only thing I can say that's different is that Cardi B and Offset was married, but still manipulator though. Like, he's still like, right? Like, manipulators tend to hit your vulnerable spots for sure. You know. Cardi been people pleasing and cares too much about what other people say. That's her biggest downfall. I will say this, yes. I feel we know more about Cardi's drama than we know about the album. I thought her album was gonna drop this year, but then she's talking about it's gonna drop in 2025. It's just, girl, it's in 7 years, bro. At this rate, you pulling a Rihanna on us, man. And don't get me wrong, like, I love Rihanna. I do. I can see why it is Rihanna don't want to do music like that or at her own leisure. But 7 years is a long time for a sophomore album, gang.
Yet, the rest of the world can't seem to look away as their drama plays out in full view of the public. It's your boy Loesta, and this is how Cardi B and Offset became the most toxic couple in hip-hop. If you don't know by now, Cardi B and Offset, who have been married since 2017, welcomed their third child in September. But as it turns out, that kid wasn't brought into the world to be greeted by a loving, stable environment. Instead, they were born into a war, with Cardi revealing that the time she realized she was pregnant, things were already pretty hostile between them.
I'm probably like 7 weeks, 6 weeks pregnant. This was around the time that I'm like promoting the fuck out of Enough. So I'm like, damn, I'm pregnant. But I'm not really thinking much of it. Me and my baby dad, we were in very bad terms. I still called them to her and I was like, hey, I'm pregnant. And we kind of laughed about it because it's like, what the that shit is so random.
Over the course of their time.
Hey, listen, Cardi explained this to where, because she got surgery, I think like to remove like the silicone, because you know she got butt injections. She was trying to get surgery. She went to Colombia to get like the silicone removed out of her butt area. And when you do surgery, you do have to do blood tests before it is that they do any type of surgery. So if you are pregnant or anything like that, then they will tell you a no. But you know, I had something kind of similar in the same thing. Like, no, I wasn't like, oh, what's up, Blue? I wasn't trying to like get surgery or anything, but doing blood tests and stuff like doing tests and like just pregnancy tests is weird, since it is that like this is my first year experiencing it. You go from having like not like, oh, it's negative, oh, I'm good, this is and this, and then a blood test would be like, no, bitch. You know what I mean? Here I am. That type of thing. That happened to her. And I think around the time that she conceived this third baby was probably there was a point in time that she was on live and she was like crying and talking about how much it is like she was done with him and whatnot. And then like she went in like the Twitter space on New Year's. It was just like, oh yeah, like I had sex and it was good, honey. This is and this. Like, I don't know why it is that she felt the need to explain that to us. But she did. That was probably around the time it is that she conceived this baby, to be honest.
Time together, things had gone awry time and time again. After all, they got married amid a storm of claims over Offset's infidelity. And at one point, Cardi even filed for divorce back in 2020 before deciding to let it go. But when their kids Culture and Wave were born, they kept trying to make things work. At least in the public, Offset appeared to take responsibility for his mistakes by blaming them on his immaturity and struggles with substance abuse.
Okay.
Gang, come on. Come on now. Come on. Ain't this like the third baby mama? Ain't Cardi like the third or the fourth? You got 6 kids, gang. 3 of them is from Cardi. Come on, gang. Come on. You still on immature vibes. He said not too much, Ari. What do you mean not too much? It's 6. It's 6 kids. Because one of his albums was A Father of 5. And he was holding Wave. So yeah, I think it's 6. I think there's 6 kids. At least he's not cheating. He is cheating. That's the whole problem. Oh, a father of 4. So it's 5. It's 5. It's 5 kids. Either way, like, come on, gang. That's still a lot. His problem was cheating. I hate to say this, but Offset, you're a Rolling Stone, damn. Damn it. You are a Rolling Stone at this point. Like, fuck. That is, oh my God.
Okay. So I want to ask you this as a man. That women want to know, why do men cheat?
Like, when I did do that, like, I was in a different space. I was young. I had just got married. I'm getting a lot of money. Mm-hmm. Really, it was communication. We got married, and then our communication was good, but it wasn't like, I wasn't saying my wants and needs and vice versa. Mm-hmm. So it was like, sometimes you feel like you'll bump heads when you're not communicating, because it's like, it's hidden gems. I was young. I was on different shit. Like, I was on lean and shit too. Like, right. I was making bad decisions, not really realizing it's affecting my family instead of just me thinking about my own. Like, mm-hmm. But then when I grow past that, all my growth, why you think she loved me how she loved me? Like, my growth, I done showed, like, I'm a real one. Like, I'm not gonna do this. I ain't gonna play with you. I ain't gonna keep playing with you. And then, cause it's affecting you, and it's heartbreaking. It's wrong. You know what I'm saying? But
after cheating allegations in 2017 and 2018, Cardi spoke out about her fiance Offset's alleged infidelity in a February 2018 Cosmopolitan interview, explaining why she chose to stay with him. "I know I look good. I know I'm rich. I know I'm talented," she began. "I know I could get any man I want, any basketball player, football player, but I want to work out my shit with my man. And I don't got to explain that." Over the years, she held onto the same mindset, staying loyal as his ride or die. "Everybody has issues. I believe in forgiveness," she told Vogue in 2019 of the apparent 2017 cheating situation. "I prayed on it. Me and my husband, we prayed on it. We had priests come to us. And we just came to an understanding like, bro, it's really us against the world. He has my back for everything. I have his back for everything. So when you cheat, you're betraying the person that has your back the most," she continued. "Why would you do that? We have come to a clear understanding. For me, monogamy is the only way. I'll beat your ass if you cheat on me." But unfortunately, this became a recurring cycle, and over time, she was pushed too far. Gradually, this led to public outbursts from her where she let it be known she wouldn't tolerate this forever.
I really don't like doing the internet shit. I really, really don't like doing the internet shit. Cause you will fucking talk to a nigga and a motherfucker will play in your face over and over and over again until you be like, watch what I'm about to do, watch what I'm about to say. And it's so fucking sad that a nigga like to, this motherfucker really like to play games with me when I'm at my most vulnerable time, when I'm not the most confident, because he knows I'm not an easy girl. He knows. Yesterday, I could have been out, I could have been chilling, I could have been this and that. He knows I'm in my house. He knows that I'm chilling. He knows I'm not doing the most. I've really been sparing you. You've been fucking feeling yourself, you bitch ass nigga, because of your bitch ass album and shit. And you really been fucking doing me dirty after so many fucking years that I motherfucking helped your ass. Not even a fucking thank you that I got for your bitch ass.
Yet somehow, they always managed to smooth things over. But eventually, something snapped, and what was once just an unstable relationship, strained by temptations and money, became completely unsalvageable. For Cardi and Offset, the end game began in June of 2023. Taking to Instagram, Offset came out of nowhere and accused the mother of his kids of sleeping around. "My wife fucked another man on me, gang. Y'all know how I come." At first, people were shocked to the point that they wondered if he was going to retract it. But before he could, Cardi would clap back and let him have it for what she said was a baseless claim.
Don't pay attention to that country man, y'all. Don't pay attention to the country man. That Spaces the other day, that motherfucker spiraling and thinking.
"I'm dead. Cardi, if you want, you could be with me." Mango.
Shit. Come on now. I'm fucking Cardi B. I think sometimes motherfuckers forget I'm Cardi B. If I was giving this pussy to anybody, it will be out. I'm not just anybody. Can't fuck me no regular, degular, schmegular, because they gonna tell the world. And I can't fuck nobody in the industry, because they gonna tell too. What was that? Y'all ever heard that Ruby Rose record where she said, got a big ass mouth? So please, boy, stop acting stupid.
This wasn't the first time that their issues went public, but seeing stars of their status argue like this shocked many and set a surprising new tone. To some, it felt like Offset was trying to get something off of his chest. Anyone else curious as to why these two grown-ass adults are posting their personal relationships through social media? A simple text to your partner would solve a lot. Whether this is a real response or not, just throwing somebody out into the public as a cheater out of the blue when nobody was speculating already usually indicates self-guilt.
Yes, that is actually how a lot of people figure out it is that their significant other is cheating. Because one thing it is that I will tell you about with guilt, God damn it. That's how it is. I found out one of my exes was cheating. Guilt takes over the conscience so bad for them. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, it's guilt, and it's also projection. So when somebody's cheating, they feel like it's just like, okay, yeah, like, you know, she gotta be doing it too. That's when they start doing random ass arguments with you. That's when they're just like, oh, I can't trust you around your friends. Da 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 da. Like, oh, why you always gotta worry about me? And this, I'm paraphrasing because it's like I said, I've been through it before. I've been through this, and you want to know what's crazy? The moment it is, let's say for instance, you forgive somebody, it is that cheated on you, right? You forgive them. The guilt intensifies way more for them. If you forgive them, be like, all right, I forgive you. Then they're like hawking you. They're almost just like, oh no, this is too good to be true. You're just gonna forgive me after what it is that I did. Nah, who you being with? Who you being around? Like, nah. Who's the friends that is? You said you going out to the store? Well, I'm coming too. You said you going into the shower? I'm coming in the shower too. It's that type of thing. They won't leave you alone. They won't leave you alone. Now, there's the opposite side of the spectrum too. You could leave somebody that cheats on you. And then it turns into a stalking game. It turns into a stalking, subtweeting, talking about you to like their friends and stuff like that, a whole nasty smear campaign. I've gone through both sides of those spectrums. It's not fun. But, you know, hold up. Follow into the shower kind of out there. No, I'm Bacon, I swear to you, there's people it is that do it. They'll do it. It's that guilt. The guilt takes over because they know what it is that they did was wrong. And in their minds, they're like, there's no way it is that they would forgive me for this. There's no way they're going to forgive me for it. So when it is that you do, it's almost as just like, nah, they gotta be doing something. In their mind, they think it is you're doing something, but in reality, it's not. Or it could be. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Who knows? But it's like you have that, and then you have the Lulu argumentative denial on Cardi's side, but mostly anger. Yeah, that's true. I mean, if you ask, I could see showering together, but just open the curtains and coming in is a different story. You'd be surprised.
But things were set to get even stranger, and it led to even more public
Gang, lock in.
scrutiny. As in an interview after it all went down, Offset admitted it was a complete lie.
Tell us about
All right,
it.
so that post, to be honest, like, me and her going, it's my wife. I love her to death. Like, we going back and forth. And if you got a New York woman, you know she's a pit bull at the mouth. She get crazy at the mouth a little bit. And I was really lit that night. I was lit. I little Casamigo here and there, you know.
Okay.
I was lit, and then we going back and forth. And I'm like, watch this. And it's like, she got a crazy mind, but I love my wife at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And she crazy, man.
You might be crazy too.
I'm crazy, but
Okay, there we go.
we're crazy for each other.
If the public was confused beforehand, they sure were afterwards. And soon, he was clowned online for purposefully hanging his wife out to dry over nothing. Imagine lying online, knowing an internet mob will harass the mother of your kids just cause you were a little bit drunk. Always a bad sign when you can't keep an argument between you and your partner, but you have to air it out to the whole world. It's embarrassing. Although they managed to put this behind them, internet antics kept tearing them apart. In September, Offset's lengthy history of adultery meant that he was soon accused of cheating on Kaisanat's stream.
He made food for the world.
Everything's great. Everything's great. It's great. Y'all drop the link to the video in there?
Huh?
Drop the link to the video too?
Damn, bro.
What made it worse is that one of Kaisanat's homies then started whispering in his ear about something, causing them to all laugh. And when Offset came back 40 minutes later, he got a hero's welcome that made it all look very suspicious.
It'll be him and Kyle riding in the Cadillac down Crenshaw. It'll be him and Kyle riding down Cadillac in the Crenshaw. I told you he was about to goddamn.
However, this incident seemed to be innocent, as even with how bad it looked, she jumped to Offset's defense almost straight away. Exactly, she said on X when someone pointed out that the woman was his brand manager and cousin. The fact that they had to watch a 24-hour stream to fake piece things together is embarrassing. But while everyone was on the level this time around, it wasn't long before Cardi and Offset seemed to drift apart once more. By December of 2023, they unfollowed each other on Instagram, prompting Cardi to say that she was leaving the dead weight behind in that year and not carrying it forward.
So you gotta get rid of that weight. And when it comes to that weight, it's just like that weight, I'll say mentality, procrastination, laziness, and people. Because a lot of people are that way too. And sometimes, you know, I feel like as a Libra, when it comes to people, we always want to protect their feelings. We always want to protect their image. We just want to protect people. Like, how would they feel? Or how would life without me will be for them? Fuck that.
And just days later, she revealed that she had been single for a while now.
I don't care to find out because I've been single for a minute now, but I have been afraid to I'm not afraid, I just don't know how to tell the world. But it has been like this for a minute now, and I wanna start 2024 fresh, open. I don't know, I'm curious for a new life, for a new beginning.
You know when you outgrow relationships,
Cardi, I'm
she
right
wrote
here.
on her story that same day, "I'm tired of protecting people's feelings. I gotta put myself first." As if that wasn't enough for them and their family to deal with, they were then dragged into the tangled web of another toxic couple. Taken to X, Blueface was calling out his baby mama Krishan Rock over her ink of him when he decided to drop a bomb on the world with a wild revelation about Offset and his own longtime girlfriend. Being tatted on a hoe is not a flex. You literally fucked Cardi B's husband a couple weeks ago. I'm tired of dudes looking at me while they fucking you. Get the rest of
I remember this. I remember this. Oh, I remember this. I feel like it is at this point in time. I literally was talking about Blueface and Krishan in the beginning, and I got the chance to watch Jaden's the first baby mother's interview. I actually don't I don't see why I don't see the reason why it is that people would have an issue with Jaden. I don't have an issue with her at all. I think it is she handled the situation very mature. But this whole thing with Blue and Krishan, and especially with the clear indications of with Krishan Jr. Now, I'm never gonna sit there and talk illy about with a child ever, but that baby is over a year old, cannot hold his head up properly. There is clearly something going on health-wise, and that concerns me. That concerns me a lot because there is some speculation about with her drinking and smoking when she was pregnant and everything. I'm very concerned. If Blueface knew all of these things, if she was out, because do I feel like it is that Blueface is a manipulator? Yes. Do I feel like Krishan is a manipulator? Yes. She learned it, unfortunately, from him and from her family. Unfortunately, she learned it. Now it's I'm a Christian, I'm holier than thou, and then you have a whole nigga claiming your kid, saying it is oh no, that's my son. That's not Blueface's son. That's my son. Yeah, this here is nasty work. This is nasty work. You want to talk about another another toxic ass couple. It's definitely, you know what I mean?
of them gone ASAP, please. The internet was understandably shaken by his claims, though many were skeptical that even someone as notoriously unfaithful as the former Migo could be involved in this. Blueface needs to post some receipts or shut the fuck up. I highly doubt, as much of a cheater as Offset is, that he would cheat on Cardi with a girl who doesn't know 2 + 2 = 4. But still, rumors persisted, and it was later revealed that on November 10th, Offset and Krishan had both been in attendance at French Montana's birthday. This was the same night that Blueface claimed that Rock went back to the home that Offset shared with Cardi in LA and had sex with him. But this isn't something that the ATL rapper was willing to let slide. Rather than avoiding the controversy, Offset tried to shoot the whole thing down straight away. Responding to Blueface, he wrote, "I ain't never talked to or touched that lady. Real talk, man, you need some help." Still, Blueface refused to back down, telling Offset that if the truth tears you down, you living a shameful life. And I feel bad for you cause I ain't never gonna lie on my dick. If I hit it, I'ma admit it. This rumor eventually simmered a little, but lately, it's been reignited by Krishan's friend.
You guys didn't know this, like, Hispanics are just way more popping, like, Cardi, come on. And then you was a home wrecker, so it's like, you try to home wreck because you want to be like her. So it's like, what did you say? You left your earring or your ring on purpose so could see it? Oh yeah, that's when I went all out.
Oh nah.
That's when I was like, we committing adultery now? Oh girl, that's not God. That's how I knew how to cut people off. And I didn't even go that day because she kept saying, I'm gonna go da da da, and I was like, no, why? I love would you do that? No. And then what the happened? We all looking for Krishan, and this is over there, and she left us, and I was like, damn, you left us for some dick that's not even yours, and that's married.
In the wake of everything that was going down, Cardi and Offset apparently intended to think their marriage through, but she explained to Rolling Stone why they just couldn't quit one another the way that everyone thought they should. We're best friends, and it's like, okay, well, there was a time when I didn't have a best friend, or I didn't have a support system. She added, it's not even about how do you leave a partner, it's how do you stop talking to your best friend.
Y'all gotta be careful with this, because I understand, like, yes, you should have a partner, that's your best friend. But if that is the only person it is that you can go to, that's a problem for me. Because now you are more susceptible to being manipulated. And especially when it is that they're out here doing something fugazi, then that's even more of them to think in their mind, like, oh, well, she's never gonna leave me. I'm the only person that she got. Who else is it? Who else it is that she gonna go to? She don't got any other friends, anything like that she talk to. I'm the person that she talk to. I'm the person that she be with. You thinking that she gonna leave me? You need to be careful with this. That's a recipe for disaster.
Eventually, enough was enough. After countless near misses and betrayals of trust, something had to give. From there, things only spiraled further, with their reputations and even their parenting falling under intense scrutiny. In July of 2024, it was revealed that 3 years after her first attempt to bring their marriage to a close, Cardi filed for divorce yet again. A spokesperson at the time stated that the decision wasn't based on any one particular incident, but rather had been a long time coming and was amicable. In addition to calling for divorce, she requested primary custody of the kids. During this period, it seemed that the PR strategy was for them to appear to put on a united front, not only for the public, but for their kids as well. However, this is one plan that truly hasn't gone off like they hoped. Because rather than try to close the ranks to protect their family, things have only gotten worse. From the moment that the divorce became public knowledge, it seemed like it fired the starting pistol of all their dirty laundry to spill out to the public. As things between her and Offset deteriorated behind the scenes, Cardi called him out publicly.
When I tell you, narcissism is all-time high. And you know what's so crazy? I really be feeling like, when people be saying like narcissist, niggas is narcissist and everything, I be like, do y'all even know what that word mean? But now I really do see what's a fucking narcissist. You know what's so crazy? That a nigga think that they could just buy a bitch. You know what I'm saying? I love me shit, but you can buy me no more, motherfucker. And it's so crazy that a nigga think that that's enough. It's not enough, honey. It's just not enough. And you know what's so funny too? That niggas think that they could fuck on anything. But when I start talking to niggas, you want to threaten me with taking shit that I fucking work my ass off for.
Then it spilled into the IG comments, where Offset acted like it was all a one-way street. But after he suggested that he wasn't chasing her any longer, she promptly contradicted him with one screenshot where he seemed to be pleading for her to come back to him. In fact,
come on now. Oh, I ain't even chasing you no more. This, and this. Why are you lying? Oh my God. Oh my God. Yo, bro. It's, and you see what it is that's highlighted at the bottom. Insane work. But it'd be the same niggas that would be like, oh, I ain't even chasing her for real. Like, I don't even care what it is that she on. This, and this. You let alone it is you be stalking every single thing that goes on. Crazy work to me, gang.
He even asked if he could pleasure himself while she was on the phone. Sheesh, that man was down bad. Still, this wasn't even the worst thing to come out of it, as in the heat of passion, they would go from run-of-the-mill cheating allegations to something darker. At the height of her rant, Cardi insisted that she paid him more respect than he deserved, even fending off the advances of his enemies who tried to hook up with her.
I don't care. You should be happy. You know what you should be? You know what you should be happy? You should be happy that I'm a real gangster ass bitch. At the end of the day, so one thing I'm not gonna do to you ever is entertaining them, your ops that be in my DMs trying to suck my pussy. I will never do that, because the op to you is a nigga that wants you dead. And I don't want you dead, because my kids love the fuck out of you. My kids love you down. So I will never do that. And I really follow street codes. I will never be a lame ass bitch that fuck with an op just to get back. No, I don't have to do that shit. Right. I just gotta fucking that's better than you.
But according to Seth, the opposite was true, and he insisted that she had been sneaking around even when pregnant with their latest kid. You f***ed with a baby inside, tell the truth. Although she didn't respond directly, Cardi then took it to Twitter, tweeting, "and did." Ultimately, this seemed...
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Saying "and did," I just noticed that Offset dropped to his knees. I don't know if it was true or not, but fuck, I just know for a fact he dropped to his knees. He felt physically ill after hearing that. Nah, Ari, you're sick. Hey, listen, it's funny. I'm sorry. Hearing that "and did" is hilarious, bro. Hilarious, because that's like the illest. That's not even a jab. That's an uppercut. That is a whole uppercut to a nigga that's just been out here just playing with your emotion.
It's pretty unclear. Was she saying that she had done it or not? And while some felt like she was right to get her lick back for all the dirt he's done on her, others were horrified. In fact, it became such a hotly debated issue that Joe Budden and the crew debated it at length.
If she did do that,
which part, fucking or the
fucking while pregnant? If she did do that, would she be wrong?
I'm gonna say no. How much public humiliation has she gone through during the entire course of their not only relationship, their marriage? I know you guys think that you can get away with your behavior of cheating, and then also it's like, oh baby, please let me come back, etc., etc., etc. And a woman is just supposed to allow that to happen.
Not even an uppercut. More like a haymaker.
All right.
But the second that she steps out and she's just like, well, you've cheated on me with 50 bitches, had like, you know, a moment where I slipped. Now it's hell to...
Nah, what the thing it is like with guys, a guy can cheat on you with multiple different women. I mean, like, yeah, like you hear like the stories about like they be sitting there and like using a girl car to pick up the girl, bring the girl to the house, you know what I mean? Have the girl around with your kids, all that other stuff. Let a woman go ahead and just, a nigga open the door for you. let alone just like, you just like, oh, thank you. In his eyes, you just cheated on him. After doing all that stuff, all those other women. Now, I know some people are going to say that's a double standard. Just like, nah, but Ari, he probably he doesn't care about all those women. Da, 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 da. Well, you would think it is that you wouldn't want the same thing to happen to you that what you're dishing out, right? Come on now. Come on.
The fucking pay. Oh my God, you whore, you bitch. You guys cannot handle what the fuck you dish out.
As the world grew from that story, there was an attempt for them to find peace. In a deleted post, Cardi declared that she wants a healthy co-parenting relationship with Seth. I feel like 2 weeks ago, there was a lot of beef. I feel like things are calming down right now. I don't want to have beef with anybody that I love. I want to be like my mom and my dad. They don't fuck with each other. They were just there for me and my sister. At this time, fans and friends still had hopes for them to bounce back, with some even thinking that there was enough love and mutual respect for Cardi and Offset's marriage to still be salvageable. DJ Envy, who had his own infidelity issues to deal with...
I know we're not talking about Mr. DJ. I cheated as well. The Envy. Come on now, bro.
Certainly thought this was possible.
Well, salute to Cardi B and Offset. They actually have cars in my car show. But I would say I love them together. Like, they're both genuinely good people. But, you know, in any relationship, it's never easy. There's ups and downs, and especially when you have artists. Like, he's on the road, she's on the road, she's working. I hope they work it out. But anything comes into play, especially when somebody's pregnant. It's a lot. It's a lot on a woman. It's another body. So I don't know if that's the reason, if it's something else. But I hope they get a chance, and I hope they do work it out if it's meant to be. Like I said, they are both genuinely good people. So I hope they do.
I had the chance to meet
well,
DJ
in his
Envy.
opinion, the friction was ramped up by social media.
He's actually pretty cool.
And if they could just avoid...
Now, all like the stuff in the real estate, I don't know nothing about that gang.
that they might be all right in the long run.
I think different things for different people. Some people will say counseling, right? Therapy to get them through things. But I always say put the phone down, put the internet down. The internet always causes unnecessary problems, unnecessary disagreements, unnecessary things. Because a lot of the stuff on the internet and on the line isn't true. So I would just say they need to have that conversation, a real conversation. I'm not leaving this room until it's done. And those are the toughest conversations. When your wife wants to have a conversation, those are the toughest things because you got to put everything on the table. That's the only way something's going to work. Everything has to go on the table for you to possibly be able to move on. And I'm hoping that they can have that conversation.
With Cardi claiming that blissful co-parenting was their goal, there's every possibility this might have been her intention for a little while. But before long, they were publicly squabbling again, as Cardi just kept airing Offset out whenever something happened. "Bro, I wish the worst on this man," Cardi wrote. "I never hated somebody so much, and these bitches be so thirsty to have him. Please take this man off my hands. This garbage bag is too heavy." When a fan commented that Cardi should stop tweeting about Set as he's the father of their children, she responded by saying, "Yeah, he is. That's why I don't wish him death. But I truly hate this dirty ass narcissistic piece of shit. And his family and friends never check him. That's why he's always going to be a piece of shit person." It didn't stop there either, with Cardi launching another online rant that really twisted the knife.
"I don't care. At the end of the day, they pussy must not be that good that you was fucking up. You was blowing up my phone all weekend. All weekend you was blowing up my phone. I blocked you. Even though I know you was gonna go to Atlanta, and I was like, I didn't want to know what you was doing out there. I told you I blocked. You was calling me all private numbers all morning. You was calling my mama, everything. So it's like, you trying to show me, trying to get me mad, like, oh, let me show you the bitches I'm fucking. Let me show you the bitches in my DMs. I'm gonna hurt her feelings. I don't care. That pussy must not be hitting. That you still calling my shit. Trying to get your lick back. Trying to do your big lick back. I don't care. You're fucking lame.
Alongside the harsh analysis of his conduct towards her, she then came for his manhood.
"I'm too much woman for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm too much of a boss bitch for you. And I've always been too good for you. I've been too good for you. I've been too good for anything that is associated to you. So you gotta fuck other bitches to make yourself feel better. Because I make you feel so low about yourself. Because I don't make you feel like you're that nigga in this home. So that's what you gotta do."
To round it off, she claimed that she would take back all the time they spent together if she got to keep the kids.
"Thank you for my kids, though. All 3 of them. I don't regret none of them. But I regret you. You're a good daddy. You alright. I don't regret them. None of them. But fuck you. I'm too good for you. I've always been too good for you. You know I'm too good for you, nigga."
In response, Offset simply informed her that she was playing with fire. "I could get on here and make you look like the fool you is. I'm about to hit. The bomb blow all this shit."
You is or you are? Damn, let me not be the grammar police, my fault.
It up. As their private lives continue to spiral out of control in a very public manner, the drama has ramped up to the point that it basically feels like watching a very sad reality show. And due to just how dysfunctional it's become, it might do some real lasting damage to their family. Recently, it was revealed that Child Protective Services had been investigating Cardi and Offset. And despite how much they hate each other, they are a united front when it comes to trying to keep their kids out of the hands of the state.
Me and Offset have millions of fans. Just how much we got fans, we got people that don't like us. So tomorrow somebody else can make an allegation and you guys gonna come tomorrow. And 2 months from now, somebody make an allegation and you guys are gonna come.
I want to say that no, we wouldn't, but
Say yes.
I'll explain this to you. There's some states that they don't take half of the things that they get a call about, and there's other states that do.
In Cardi's opinion, despite all the chaos, they're being portrayed as something they're not.
Because the claims that they made, you already interview my kids. You interview my kids for 30 minutes and you want to go to my kids' school to ask them questions and shit like that. And that's the type of shit that bothers me. I will have CPS go to my kids' school. Mind you, my kids are one of the few kids that are colored. And on top of that, they have young ass parents that stick out like a thumb. Like, y'all want to go and interview schools and blah, 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 because y'all want to do too much is annoying. So now, a month later, because I didn't give them my kids' information, now they want to fake come back to my house again, interview my kids, look at my kids, tell them to raise their fucking shirts, raise their pants, and blah, blah, blah. And they're also asking me for my brand new daughter's information and her name and all that stuff. And it's like, why are you harassing me for my daughter's information? What that has to do with
she's
anything?
an infant.
My daughter doesn't even have a social security because I don't want nobody knowing her name, her information, anything. So why are you harassing me and you're harassing me and you're harassing me and you're harassing me about my daughter's information, my brand new daughter information? You know the claim was bogus. You went up and down in my home.
Clearly, it's an issue that is beginning to really wear Cardi down,
Yeah,
particularly
I
as there
mean-
is the continued mystery of over who it is, with many theorizing it's the fans of her longtime enemy, Nicki.
If the Barb's really called CPS on Cardi to take her children, I hope she finds out who it is and ends them for real. And chat, remember what it is that we had this conversation before of how I do not really like the Barb community because they will go to low levels and lengths like this. This is not the first time it is that they've done something to this degree. I mean, they even did this with Kendrick Lamar. They went as far as trying to figure out where his family stayed at and Google search and post up to where their residence was. Hell, they went as far as posting up where Megan Thee Stallion's mother's gravesite is at. This is not the first time it is that this has happened. But for me, I just don't understand. Like, first and foremost, like having CPS involved, and then like Cardi hasn't even shown any pictures of what her second daughter looks like. This her baby, her brand new baby. We don't know what it is that she looks like. We just know it is that she's just a little darker than her other two. We don't know her name or anything like that. Like, I feel like it is that they're really just prying into this woman's family. But you can't sit there and say it is that like her and Offset don't love their kids. I mean, granted, they're going through levels of like divorce and falling outs and stuff like that. There's been plenty of marriages that has fallen out. There's been plenty of parents that go through divorce and everything like that. Like, they're not the first couple to do so. But damn, at this rate, like, bro, if I was Cardi, I'd crash out because of this. Because now you're trying to involve kids, and you should leave the kids alone. Leave them out of it. Leave the kids alone. That's not right. That's not funny or anything like that. Like, come on, stop.
Nicki Minaj who are behind it. Still, Cardi won't rest until she finds out. I swear to you, I'm gonna get to the bottom of it, the musician angrily told followers. Are you fucking dumb? This is when the pranks start getting too far. While it's not anyone's place to say if the kids are being mistreated except for those close to the duo, it's fair to say that public spats probably don't help keep child services at bay. In fact, it gives them ammunition if anything. And no matter what you feel about Cardi and Offset or who's right and wrong, the one thing that everyone can agree on is that they do too much by bringing every problem to the attention of the world. Why does everything gotta be public? Why is she telling everybody her business? She don't got friends? And now, with everything going down, the scrutiny of her parenting is so high that she feels she has to defend herself online when she goes out.
Oh, Cardi, you keep going to the clubs and ain't you supposed to be with your baby? I be with my baby all day. I need to go out. I'm going through a divorce right now. If I stay home and fucking depress myself, that's just gonna drive me crazy.
I will say this, coming from a woman's perspective, sometimes it is like, hi Arson, how are you? I feel like people do not understand what us women go through when it comes down to like the moment it is you conceive a child or anything like that. Your whole life changes. Everything, just your mindset changes. That a whole different thing. The moment of conception is when it starts. That's when the connection bond, all that stuff, regardless of what the circumstances of the pregnancy may be, everything changes. Trust me, it is. I understand it full-fledged. But to not only like, first and foremost, women go through postpartum differently when it is after this. They have a child. You went through all these levels of like emotions, hormones. Like, she was pregnant throughout most of this year. She's going through a divorce. You got CPS calling, coming up to her house. You got everybody trying to go ahead and put their own opinion. Her livelihood and everything is on the forefront to people to have their own levels of opinions and everything. As much as it is, yes, I don't agree with the fact of her putting all of her personal business and stuff like that online, but I also don't appreciate people prying at this point. Like, you're prying wholeheartedly into this woman's life, into her marriage, into like, I mean, like, to be fair, like, does she help but like make it any better by going ahead and being on live? No, not really. But do people within Barb community, Cardi community, hell, there's even people in hottie communities that was trying to like make it seem like it is that like, oh, Megan and Cardi are beefing, and that was never the case. So I can understand her level of scrutiny to what she's going through. You know what I mean? And especially with newborn babies and stuff, mothers don't ever really get the chance to go out. They're in all different types of big old clothes, like, you know what I mean? You dealing with a newborn child, you don't like, you're learning about that. You're learning about that person. They're learning about you. They're doing their first levels of first within their life and all that. And then go through postpartum. Y'all will never understand what that's like to go through until it is that you actually are going through it yourself. That's what I hope it is, that she has the right people around her within her team. I hope it is that she have nannies. I can understand why it is that she don't want or trust other people around her children. I can get it. I understand it. Maybe it is her mom or her family. Like, you know, I think she needs caretakers. I think she needs like people that's around her. Plus, one of somebody it is that I went to school with in at Utica College. He actually is her her styling assistant. I know Colin is the other one, and then Juan, like, you know, shout outs to him. He's also on board with the team. Like, she has an amazing people around her, but I can understand her level, her frustration. Yeah. I went to school with someone that is that helps styles with her stuff. It's so dope. He's such a dope person. He's always been a stylish person ever since it is I know him.
That's why I'm working, and the weekends I'm going out with my girls. So stop. I don't ever want to go through a fucking postpartum depression ever again, and I'm avoiding that.
Whether you're a fan of one of them, both of them, or none of them, it's clear that what they're doing can't continue. Not only for their sake, but that of their kids. Because in the long run, this might wind up doing a lot of harm.
Yes,
if
it is.
I grew up and I saw my mom and dad fighting on Instagram Live, and there was allegations that some other nigga was smashing my mom's while I was in the belly doing backflips and somersaults, while some other nigga was punching dick inside of her, I would know who to fight, dad or mom. Like, what was going on? What the fuck was happening here?
And by the looks of it, what they really need to do is sit down with a therapist, because clearly there's a lot of resentment there. At one point this year, Offset even claimed that the deceased Takeoff had warned him to break up with her before passing. And for Cardi, this must have felt like a low blow. But no matter how they feel about one another, they're ultimately still condemned to work as a team. Aside from welcoming another baby into the world a few months back, they're also engaged in litigation together over the Like What freestyle video after they allegedly refrained from paying the Airbnb rental fee. And of course, dealing with child protective services together.
These are just so these are just allegations. Let me explain. So these are just allegations. In the state of New Jersey, the way it works is anybody can pick up the phone and call our 1-877 number and make allegations against anybody. And we have to respond. We have to take everything absolutely serious, and we have to investigate everything. It's not to say you're doing something wrong, not to say that Cardi's doing anything wrong. They're just allegations.
How do we protect our children from this type of stuff, though? Because this is traumatizing.
So
when you asked my daughter if she rolled up her sleeves, she was confused. She didn't even know.
This thing got me so mad.
I wish I had an answer for you.
These days, Offset seems to be moving on, and this can only be positive. Recently, he was seen stepping with a model known as Anak Yao. And just a few days after this footage emerged, it was announced that she would appear on his new single cover, while also being draped in his signature chains. As for Cardi, there have been rumors going around that she's now dating Stefan Diggs, courtesy of DJ Academics.
Offset went through her phone and called her texting a nigga, some dog ass named Stefan Diggs, some football player, okay? I'm gonna be honest with you, I heard that name fucking 5 other bitches. It's kind of crazy. That is the bitch fucker. He done everybody's hoe in the game. You know what's so funny? This is what I heard. I'm gonna tell you everything I heard. I heard Cardi didn't even fuck the nigga. This is what I heard, honestly. I heard she didn't fuck him, right? But she was texting a nigga, entertaining the nigga.
Yet, despite all of the speculation,
can we find a better source other than his ass? Like, oh, I heard. Come on, bro. That's not a credible source.
Cardi has insisted that she's focused on getting the bag.
That you guys should know, I love money. I need money. I love money. I want money. I smell money. I breathe money. I think about money. And I don't ever want to run out of money.
Whatever they do from here, whether that be to look for new love interests or focus on their careers, what's obvious is that these two need to do anything but get back together. Because unfortunately for them, sometimes love just isn't enough when you are too incompatible. And clearly, that's exactly what they are. Now, their priority should be creating a stable environment for their kids, and thus, all of that breaking up and making up has to end. Otherwise, they can expect to be paying therapy bills for the rest of their lives and being miserable in their own right. It's your boy Luesta, and if you guys want to learn about more of hip-hop's craziest relationships, you can peep this video I made a couple months back called Hip-Hop's Baby Mama Problem. As always, I want to thank y'all for watching today's video.
Oh, man. You know, and there is quite a bit of a baby mama problem as of right now. There is that. But Luesta, shout outs to you. Thank you so much for the video. Shout outs to y'all in the chat. Shout outs to you at home. I'll catch y'all in the next video.